welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I am Taya Salam. It's great to have you join us again. This is what the show looks like. The Tigress are back in town after three-peating at the FIBA Women's Afro-Basket and they return to a warm reception in Abuja.
Great one for the Tigress, especially the home-based players who were able to take part in the tournament. Also on a program, PSG, of course. It's all about Man City and PSG today in the UEFA Champions League. It's PSG host City.
And we all were expected to see all these three guys on your screen, Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Neymar in action against the citizens. And Pep Guardiola has admitted he doesn't know how to stop them. We've got a comprehensive preview of that game and all of the UEFA Champions League matches later on the show. Still talking sports this morning, but this time around in the NBA, it's media day in the NBA ahead of tip-off for the 2021-2022 season. We've got some, the guys on your screen, the new big three for the Miami Heat. They have been looking forward to the start of the season. We've got all of that covered for you on Sport This Morning.
But before we get into the NBA Media Day and talking about all the star players, especially, of course, the Nigerian players, we'll be focusing on that also. Let's quickly talk about Anthony Joshua and updates coming from his camp concerning the bout between himself and Tyson Fury, because he's saying that he can actually fight even without the belt. I'm like, does he still have power to really negotiate? Because there's nothing. He's got nothing. He's former heavyweight champion right now.
Yeah. Too bad. It's in a very, very tough sport. But that fight we all wanted to see, the undisputed championship of the world between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I said at the time that I wasn't very convinced it was going to go down because of the Deontay Wilder arbitration situation. It's panned out to be so. There is no AJ Tyson Fury for now. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But the interesting thing is Anthony Joshua insists whether he has a belt or not, he will like to fight Tyson Fury sometime in the future. Let's take a listen to Anthony Joshua.
The road to undisputed and all that stuff is good. As I said, I'll fight Tyson Fury, Wilder, whatnot, without the belts. The belts is fun, it's great, it's legacy. But with or without the belts, I'll fight whoever. You know, the road to undisputed is a nice title to have and a nice title to chase. But would you still watch it without the belts?
100%.
Exactly. So that's the main thing, is that you've got two competitive fighters in the ring from UK soil that just want to go toe-to-toe.
There you go. Anthony Joshua, former heavyweight champion of the world. That's boxing for you. Things happen.
From 3 to none.
Exactly. And but AJ's got the motivation to come back to become a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. Remember, he's a 2-time champ already after losing and avenging that loss against Andy Ruiz Jr. So he'll be looking forward to doing the same thing against Alexander Usyk. We don't know when that's going to be.
Because he needs to recover first. It might take 6 months before that will happen.
It's a long time.
It's a long time. But then Anthony Joshua needs to regroup. He needs to actually maybe change his training techniques, whatever he needs to do. He needs a whole lot to overhaul the dismal performance that happened on Saturday night. So he needs to change a whole lot before he can think of having that. Because the likes of Frank Warren and all those boxing promoters have been talking about the fact that if he goes into that bout immediately now, well, I don't know, he might just get beaten again. And that won't be good for his image.
You've got a good point there. So I guess Anthony Joshua, speaking after the fight, was just the champion and the man in him talking. I want the rematch now. But after it takes his time and reflects on what has happened, perhaps he will decide to take that little break and take his time and not rush into the rematch and get beat again. So perhaps that's what's going to happen. But fingers crossed, we've got our eyes on that situation. As soon as the rematch clause is activated, you'll be first to know on Channel Sport This Morning. Let's move on away from boxing now. Let's go to the NBA. The NBA is just upon us. That's the 2021-2022 season. And it was media day yesterday. A lot of players have been talking ahead of tip-off. And we're going to start with the Miami Heat.
The big three.
The big three.
The new big three.
In quotes.
It used to be LeBron, of course,
Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, your guy. Yeah,
so
now
right
Miami have got a new big three.
You've got Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and of course, Kyle Lowry. He made a whole lot of moves during the off-season.
Indeed. And they've been talking, Bam Adebayo has been talking about how he wants to improve, be a better shooter this season. Kyle Lowry has been talking about what he brings to the team, how he intends to make his team better, while Jimmy Butler is just chilling and ready and waiting for Kyle Lowry to make the team better. So the Miami Heat can perhaps return to the NBA Finals. Let's take a listen to Miami's Big Three. There you go, Cecilia. They all sound very confident.
Of course.
And interesting to see Jimmy Butler talking about the strengths of Kyle Lowry. He's a great facilitator. He's going to make his teammates better. It's just, if you've watched Kyle Lowry over the years, you'd know Jimmy Butler is very spot on from when he was at the Houston Rockets to the Toronto Raptors, where he made his name, stamped his authority. He's an absolute legend for that franchise. Now he's decided to go to Miami and perhaps help them return to the finals.
I think that's what is most important. If you check during off-season, they made a whole lot of changes. PJ Tucker joining them, Markieff Morris also joining them. So that versatility that they've decided to go for might just be something that will work out for them when the season starts. Well, Miami Heat is just a team to watch out for this season. Yes, the Lakers made theirs so early, but we said that's a veteran team. But if you look at Miami Heat's team, more like, okay, the younger version of that. But PJ Tucker, it's not a spring chicken, but the experience is going to bring into the team. It's something they'll benefit from, especially with what he did, with
for the Bucks.
So that's really huge and big.
It's massive.
I think what's going to stay with them, but it's just after that.
I mean, you got your ring.
You got your ring. What else do you need? So just go to a place where the pressure will not just be on you. The pressure is going to be on all of them right now because of the moves they've made.
Exactly, but then he's got his ring. Now he can go elsewhere, get more money. Live in a better city. No disrespect to Milwaukee. Miami, of course, we know.
Yeah, it's a bigger city.
And all of that. So we'll see. It's going to be very tough for them though, because the Eastern Conference has got the Bucks, the champs, the Brooklyn Nets, and so where does Miami figure in that? So it's a tough one.
But I don't think the Bucks will challenge the way they did last season. I'm thinking as a team that will relax a little bit.
No, okay. Not with Giannis on the score. No chance. Anyways,
it's relentless.
We'll see how it pans out. Let's move on to the Nigerian angle now. A few Nigerians will be involved in the NBA as well, too, starting with a D Tiger. That's Chimezie Metu, who was at the World Cup for Nigeria. A lot of people would say he was Nigeria's best player,
of course,
in Tokyo, right? So it's good to see him, continue to develop for the Sacramento Kings, and will be looking to play a major role this season.
Yeah, especially after signing that 2-year contract with them. So let's see. He made about 28 appearances last season. He didn't have much time, but this season I think it's someone that's really looking forward to what he can contribute to that team. Let's take a listen to him. It should be fun, especially his display during the Summer League. So let's wait and see what Metu will be able to... Chimezie Metu can produce for the Sacramento Kings this season. All right, another player we'll be talking about, though.
Yeah, I mean, for the Kings, it's a tough situation to be in as well. Because of the Western Conference, like we all know.
Of course.
It's a very, very difficult conference. And the Kings, it'll be very interesting to see if they can make the playoffs. I think they're going to have to start from there first. I don't think they have championship aspirations at the moment. Right.
Every team will obviously have it, but then but you know where you can reach.
Where you can reach it. Got to be realistic about it. But I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to seeing Chimezie Metu continue to develop in the NBA, because it's going to be good for Nigeria's D Tigers as well. It's still quite young as well. All of them still have one Olympics left in them, and it was disappointing last time out. They'll be looking to do a lot better in Paris.
Can we not talk about Tokyo when it comes to D Tigers? Okay, let's talk about Udoka Azubuike, I mean, injury wasn't kind to him, you know, last season. He made about how many appearances? I think just so few. I mean, drafted 27th, you know, by the Utah Jazz. But then due to injuries, he had to even play for the G League. That's why he sustained that injury. And of course, coming back, played just a few games with the team. But right now, he's a player that is really ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Indeed, hopefully there are no more injuries. He can stay fit. Udoka Azubuike, rookie season wasn't the best for him, but sophomore year now, he's hoping to contribute a lot more to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Udoka Azubuike looking ahead to the start of the new season. It was always going to be a difficult situation for him playing for the Utah Jazz when you have Rudy Gobert in the same position. Then the injuries didn't help matters as well too, but hopefully this season he's got a clean bill of health and he can contribute to the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz, they have championship aspirations as well too. That's why they signed Gobert to that long-term
deal,
a lot of money. Donovan Mitchell as well, so a lot of money as well too. So very interesting to see how they navigate this season.
All right. Let's leave the NBA and quickly come home and talk about the Tigress. They're home. Just the home best players were the ones who return and some of the technical crew. Of course, you know that the other players had to travel to their base because, you know, season starting and everyone needs to get ready for the new season. But the ones that are here were really excited by the reception they had when they got to Abuja. They were received by the sports minister, and of course, you have other dignitaries from the federal government, you know, welcoming these ladies for the victory, for the remarkable feat they had to achieve. Senegal was the last team that was able to do this, having a three-peat. But then for them, the 5th title overall for the Tigress, and winning 3 back-to-back. I mean, this is the most successful time right now for them. I'm happy that Inkem and Musa were part of that squad, being able to take part, you know, especially when you know there's no league here. But then we would have had more, you know, if the league was on. But then these players, you know, coming back, you can see the chairman of the, you know, caretaker committee there, NBBF, of course, the sports minister holding the trophy, clearly excited, you know, for the women who've been able to, you know, bring this remarkable joy to the country. Awesome, awesome. Without a doubt, this is Nigeria's best period when it comes to women's basketball. So a lot of credit has to go to the players who have shown a lot of commitment. Like I said, we didn't get to see a lot of the foreign-based players back return because of the commitment to the clubs. A lot of them, training camp started already. The fact that they even made time to go to the championship and win these 3 peats, it tells you a lot about the character. So shout out to Adare Elona, the captain, who apparently is led like a proper leader, and you know, the other girls, isn't it? Kalu, Macaulay, Ife Bikwe, all of them, we're all very proud of what you've achieved for the country. All right, let's take a listen. Let's start with, of course, it's only fitting we start with the sports minister talking about this remarkable victory that the girls brought to the country.
This country is witnessing a new trajectory in its sports development and orientation. It's a trajectory that began perhaps several years back, but what we have done in the last 2 years is to deepen the efforts we're making, to make changes where necessary, but also to accelerate the level of development and focus. Have we had low-hanging fruits? Absolutely. Have we plucked them? Yes, we have. This country in the last 7 or 8 weeks has attended 3 international competitions and 1 continental. What is the scorecard? At the Olympics, we got 2 medals, a silver and a bronze. The best performance since the last 3 Olympics. Best performance in 13 years. At the Paralympics, we went with the smallest contingent ever of 21 athletes. Nigeria won 10 medals. You can do the math. At the World Athletics in Nairobi, Nigeria won an unprecedented 7 medals, of which 4 of them were gold medals. And that has placed Nigeria as the third country when it comes to the global map of world athletics at the junior level. And here today, our female basketball team, the Tigress, have brought back a continental trophy, the gold, the Afro-basket. So there's something to be said. I have the deepest respect and admiration for every sportsman and woman, any athlete that wears our colors, whether you're playing basketball, whether you're doing wrestling, track and field events. I have the utmost respect for them because it is a huge sacrifice, huge discipline and commitment to country.
Yeah, the sports minister there talking about the success recorded so far in the last 7 years. And that success will not be complete if you're focusing on only international and elite athletes alone. What happens to the grassroots? Women's Basketball League, they haven't played a game since 2019. We don't know what's going on anyway. I think they need to fix that as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
If you're looking at, just take a look at the girls, the ladies who came home too, right, from here. And these women, they haven't played basketball.
Barely played.
They haven't played basketball since 2019, except the one that was organized by MFM, right? That was just when they came together to play, little games. But that's not just enough. So if you have to organize, if you're talking about international competitions and the success you recorded so far, and you have imagine that 2015, 2017, 2019, remember we have a couple of home-based players who, were really
key parts of the team. They weren't just,
they were fringe or make up the numbers.
Exactly, yeah.
So they were really key parts of it. That's what we want to see. That's what we really want to celebrate.
Indeed. So it's all cool, winning these trophies and everything, but we can't afford to neglect what's going on the home scene as well. So we need to go on a break now. When we'll come back, we'll get to listen to those in charge of basketball in the country, as well as the players that help the Tigress win back-to-back-to-back titles. Join us again.
Since you are then sure of putting it is achievement upon achievement, achievement upon achievement. We are proud of you. We are happy with you. Not only for the players, even for the facilities that were in here. It is your initiative to adopt the Abuja and the Lagos Stadium. To adopt only the Aspen again. We are proud of you. We are happy with you.
This is the first time, absolutely first time, and I take absolute pride, Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, that our girls have broken their own record of winning it consecutively 2 times. It's now the 3rd time. Do not get bored of them winning and bringing back cups. They will bring many more. I would want to conclude, Honorable Minister, by thanking you very, very sincerely on your continuous and visible support for all sports programs, your programs for especially the Adopt the Athletes, which has now gingered athletes to perform individually to the best that they can.
You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. I was Musa Kida, the former president of the Nigeria Basketball Federation, of course, reacting as well to the success story of Nigeria's D Tigress at the FIBA Women's Afro-Basket in Yaoundé, Cameroon. We're not 3 in the studio now. That's because Damilola Onifade is in the building. Dami, always great to have you on the show.
Yeah, pleasure being here again. Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah. All right, quick one over to you. D Tigress back in town after, expectedly winning back-to-back titles.
Expected. So we're not going to get tired of them winning or bored of them winning.
We will never do. We will never do. We can only hope that the men will also brace up. It's shameful to admit it, but then as far as Nigerian sport is concerned, it seems the women are producing the results. And,
it's always been like that.
It's always been like that. And I said, I hope the men will brace up. But this must be celebrated. All the noise we could make about these women, we have to make it. Because particularly with the steady progress we've made in basketball, it shows that when the right things are done, when the right investment is done, you have the right personnel in terms of technical crew. We really have the talent and we can achieve the result. When they won the first one, if you had told me that we would make it 3 at the stretch, I probably would have said no, it's not possible. But then I've seen the way they went about it. Not dropping any game, winning all their games, including when many thought the Senegalese would be the stumbling block. For me, I love that victory. I usually say when you want to beat your opponent, beat them well. So that next time they will understand that you're the master. And I think it's good. It's good. And we look forward to more triumph for the Tigress, particularly on the global stage.
Yes, on the global stage. Cecilia, the two home-based players have made it to Cameroon.
Yeah, Inkem and Manchester have been talking, about their experience over there and, of course, what they intend to do, after coming back from that experience.
It's always a thing of joy to represent Nigeria. I really appreciate the great opportunity given to me and my other colleagues. We have women that are ready to give it all on the court. One, I love the spirit of the team. We have great team spirit and we have great support from the management.
It's a great experience because I learned a lot from the senior players there I met. I learned a lot of things, and it's my first time to be there, which I'm back with medal. I would say now I am a one-star general with a medal of Afro basket, which I won the gold medal.
Now, how joyful it is for you to be able to put up that performance and also have a three-piece, especially, when Nigerians were thinking, can they do something going by what happened at Tokyo Games where they could not even win a game. But those girls put themselves together, came to Cameroon, and against all odds, won that third title in a row, and right now everyone is celebrating them. As we mentioned earlier, hopefully this can translate to the home front. We're talking about the grassroots here, where women can get to play basketball again. It's almost 2 years now, more than 2019, like around November, that was last time they played. 2020, COVID happened, but it's 2021, this September, ending of it. Still no basketball league in the country, especially for the women. So hopefully everyone who celebrated them when they came back, because these are from here, can also just put in works and see how you can, just make sure the league returns, right?
Yeah, I think it's important that the league returns. If we want to keep the league is supposed to be our channel of production for talent, if you allow me to use that phrase. So, and then there are two things. The league is even supposed to be the professional level. There's the difference between the league and even the grassroots. What are we doing about school sports in terms of basketball? That's another question.
Individuals have been doing a lot. I mean, I've attended a lot of basketball camps.
Yeah, but that's not the...
Is it now coordinated?
Exactly. It's got to be...
How involved is the NBBF to be able to pick out the stars, the talent, the prospect from those events? Because these are the things we're talking about. We're supposed to have a program that moves from that level, maybe from primary school programs to secondary to tertiary institution.
You're going too far. We're talking about the basic one we've been enjoying over the years. That stopped all of a sudden. So let's just continue with that. And then we...
No, there's nothing wrong.
Go ahead.
He's got to mention that as well, because that's very important as well. There's got to be a clear pathway for these players coming from, the lowest of levels and through the leagues and eventually playing for the Tigress. It just means the summary of it is there's a lot still to be done. Nigeria overall in sports still taking baby steps. That's just a fact of it. And it's not basketball alone. Look across all sports in the country. It's the same thing. A lot still has to be done. The minister has been working on the sports industry policy and all of those things. We're still waiting to see perhaps when that comes to fruition, we can start to move to the level where I believe the country belongs to. So, yeah, it's all on the authorities to do what is right. But we know in this part it's easier said than done. Anyways, for the Tigress, next up for them is qualifying for the World Cup. It's going to be in February, right? So they need to start, obviously, planning towards that.
Yeah, it's easy. That's just what they need to do. But then don't forget those who are here trying to make a living out of basketball. So don't forget about that.
Can't forget that.
Okay, let's leave the Tigress and the celebrations and quickly come home. And also, talk about what's happening in Edo State, Benin City. That's the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament that is going on in the state. The games that were decided yesterday. And, of course, we'll take a look at the fixtures for today. So, for yesterday, the biggest winner happens to be FC Robo and Monday Queens. Monday Gift, she can't just stop scoring. She had 2 goals for them. Let's just take a look at the fixtures for today. The Betsy Obaseki Women's Tournament. Group A, where you have Edo Queens beating Nigerian 2-1. And also in that group, Raleigh FC and Heartland Coins ended 1-0 in favor of Heartland. The Group B, Rivers Angels and Fortress was 4-0. And Royal Queens and FC Robo, of course, 5-0. Monday Gift scoring 2 goals in that. In Group C, you have Bayelsa Queens and Confluence Queens ending goalless. And the last game for that day was Sunshine Queens and Kaduna. That game did not hold because Kaduna, as of yesterday, they were yet to arrive. I heard they were stuck in traffic, around Epoma area before getting into Benin City. Hopefully, maybe today they will play their first game. For the games for today, we have other games for today. Let's start with Group A. The games we'll be expecting today. We have Edo Queens and Raleigh FC, Niger Retails and Heartland will be in action. For Group B, Rivers Angels and Royal Queens, FC Robo and Fortress Queens. Group C, you have Bayelsa Queens and Kaduna Queens, and also Confluence Queens and Sunshine Queens. These are the games expected to take place today in the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament taking place in Edo State. That's the development we were talking about, just allowing these women to play before the league will kick off December 8th. And this is what some of them are also using, to actually prepare themselves for it.
Yeah, good preparation, particularly, again, because the league is also going to be in an abridged format. This also means more games for them. And the value of this cannot be underestimated because the more they play, the more they hone their skills, the more... and it's going to be a spiritual effect on the league itself, because at the end of the day, you're going to have teams that are well prepared.
Yes.
Not teams that are just put together and then just start the league and then you start having 8-0, 6-0, 14-0 here and there. So I think it's a good one. We need more of these. We need more of these smaller tournaments in between, apart from the very big established league itself.
Indeed. So that's the trophy. Whoever emerges a winner at the end of it all will be lifting that trophy. It is fantastic, Cecilia. Great one for women's football in the country. And like you've said, Danny, we need more of this, but then we need a proper structure and
calendar
pathway as well. So.
Which is really key. I mean, this is an opening ceremony, yesterday in Benin City, where the trophy is being brought forward for everyone to see. This is what you will get. And of course, there's a lot of money involved in it. As long as you take part in it, also most of the teams will also go home with a little token, to just help, grow their team, which is really a good one. Rivers Angels also will benefit from here because, they will be on the continent from November in Egypt. So this will also be a good one for them to prepare their team for that.
Indeed. All right, let's get on with the show now. Still talking women's football. Just last week, the class of 1999 Super Falcons were honored by the Nigerian Football Federation. And we all know, I think a lot of people agree that that's Nigeria's best set when it comes to the Falcons because they got to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. They did well at the Olympics and they dominated Africa. I mean, there was no one came close at that time, even though the gap has closed now. The man that was in charge of the team, we caught up with him, Ismaila Mabo. It's good to see to see him still, active.
Strong, very active all those years. But then, he wasn't at the award, but he's not really sad about it. I mean, he just feels that, okay, he's not harboring anything, praising the players and all of them, and of course, praising NFF for being able to honor them. But then we had stories that, hey, it was an oversight, he would be invited, but...
Come on. Anyways, let's first of all, before we get to that part of it, let's listen. Ismaila Mabo has been talking about how he put together that all-conquering Super Falcons side.
And the success of this is the officials in the NFL then. People like Sani Toro, people like Abdul Mumin Aminu, people like, what do you call them? They were there and they gave me free hand. whenever there was going to be any championship, they used to ask me to come and then, invite players. Mr. Kosoko, we used to invite players. I used to invite about 40 players. And from that number, I would, along with my assistant, select, the best that could represent, Nigeria. And after conquering Africa, then we moved to the World Cup and the Olympics. That was how we have been doing it.
Ismaila Mabo, former Falcons coach, has made some very interesting points that we were aware of at the time, and some people might not be aware of, in terms of how he built that particular team.
Well, I don't even know what to say, really, because I think that's some knowledge we're wasting away there. I think we must still find a way to bring the likes of Ismaila Mabo into the system, maybe to nurture younger coaches, or probably to be at the grassroots.
No, just a consultant,
That's what I'm saying. One way or the other, we still have to engage them. We can't allow, because the experience it has is really, really invaluable, really. These days, we make it look as if there is nothing left in this country, and then we are looking abroad for players everywhere there. Whereas we've done it before. The process he talked about is not an easy process. It's a process that takes years. And then we saw the result. But because we are not ready to go through that rigor again, we are looking for the short fix. We are also seeing what we are getting. The South African team that defeated us last Tuesday, sadly they did, which I was there on Tuesday and I said they must not beat us. That team has been going through the process for years now, and you can see what they're making out of it. So for me, the pain is, yes, number one is being snubbed from this recognition. Number two is also the fact that we are allowing that knowledge, that what it could contribute at this time to waste away.
True, and to be fair, he's doing his own part already. He runs an academy in Jos, so that's good to know that he's still involved in the game somehow. So let's go now to the controversial one. Cecilia already mentioned it earlier. Ismaila Mabo, for whatever reason, and the other coaches that led Nigeria to that USA in 1999, where they got to the quarterfinals before losing to Brazil, were not a part of that honors for them by the NFF. He's been talking about that as well.
I feel terribly bad. In fact, Mr. Kosoko, you know me. You would agree with me that I am not feeling about myself. I'm feeling about my assistants. What about Josila? Josila should have been treated posthumously. What about Uche Ikeria? What about Peter Egudia? He should also have been treated posthumously. Nothing like that happened. And it happened to me when I'm still alive. But I have no regret whatsoever. I'm not cross with anybody. May he be Pinnick or whoever is being called, I am not. Because I have paid my dues, I have delivered. And up till today, no African coach has taken African team to such positions.
Real talk. No African coach has taken an African team to the quarterfinals of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Dami, any excuse for what has happened? The coach of the team, the assistants that made these things happen, were somehow left out of the honors.
The truth is, any excuse will be just rubbing insult upon the injury. I think what you should do is you just apologize. I think the NFF owe him that. They should just apologize. Because even if you do it today, tomorrow, it's not the same as being on that podium with his players. It's a different feel entirely, particularly on such a night. So it's a sad one. I remember even when we did that of 1994, the coaches were also left out. So, not many of the coaches were there. So I think we must find a way to tidy up.
Yeah.
You must find a way to tidy up. When we want to do something, you must do it well. They say what is worth doing is worth doing.
Exactly.
Another thing is maybe throw it out so the people who might look at, okay, why is this name not here? They'll be able to infuse, because the excuses we heard is really funny.
We're not going to go into the excuses.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they can really look inward and see how they can revamp the Super Falcons to be super again, because one thing he mentioned was the fact that he brings in players to camp. They go after the African Cup of Nations, then after that they go to the World Cup, and then the Olympic qualifier, so they qualify for the Olympics. You see the trajectory. But what we've seen now, they come up from the World Cup, maybe a coach is fired, everyone is dissolved, you bring in a coach under 2 years, tell them to come play Olympic qualifiers, and they don't qualify 3 times. I will not be able to do that. So let's leave story for another day, right?
Oh, of course, of course.
Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League right now.
Yeah.
I think about something that will make us happy today. PSG and City. Yeah, okay. So, fixtures for today, we'll quickly run through that before we start taking reactions from all the coaches that will be involved in tonight's game. I mean, the big one, obviously, everyone is looking forward to. Group A, where you have PSG and Manchester City will lock on. Leipzig and Club Brugge also in action. And Group B, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, FC Porto and Liverpool. Group C, Ajax and Besiktas, Dortmund and Sporting Lisbon. Group D, have Shakhtar and Inter Milan. Of course, Real Madrid and the Sheriff in town, who gave a shocker the last time.
new Sheriff in town.
You'll be in Madrid.
Interesting fixture. I'll be very surprised if they get a victory in that one. Anyways, let's focus on the star match of the day, the headline fixture, without a doubt. City in Paris to take on PSG. There's a reunion right there with Messi and Pep Guardiola. These two guys made Barcelona very thick, along with other players as well too. But before we get to Pochettino, the story is Messi is in contention for this particular match, which is awesome because he's missed the last couple of games due to injury. So it's good to see him back in the squad, and we might just be seeing the triple threat of Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar in action tonight against Manchester City. I'm sure you're very excited. You've got a big smile on your face.
I mean, if you love football, there is no way you will not be excited about this. I mean, this is what we want to see.
Yeah.
These kind of games don't come often in this round.
Exactly.
We usually have them in the quarterfinals, semi-finals.
Semis or even finals.
In the finals. So it's a good one, and it would be nice to have Messi. Sadly, might not start the game because he's just coming back from injury. But then it would also be nice. For me, the beauty of the night would be for Messi to get his first goal against Pep Guardiola.
Indeed. All right, we'll see about that later tonight. So we need to go on a break. When we come back, we get to listen to the thoughts of Pep Guardiola admitting he doesn't know how to stop Mbappe, Neymar, Messi in tonight's UEFA Champions League clash. Join us again. Pep Guardiola keeping it all the way funky. But if he doesn't know what to do, he can just look towards the coach of... they drew the first game. You can talk to that coach. Name beats me now. Yeah, they drew the first game. The coach managed to find a way to stop them. And perhaps Pep can give him a call.
Did he actually stop them, or they just had a bad night?
That'll be taking credit away from
I'm not taking anything away from them, but the point is, on a good day, if those three guys are informed, it's difficult to stop them. It is really difficult to stop them. I think probably one of the ways to stop them is what we know probably Manchester is best at, is to stop the free flow of football from the midfield, and just keep possession of the ball as much as you can. And I think he said a bit of that. He didn't want to open up, but he said it. He said, make them run when we have the ball. And when we don't have it, defend well. It's the best they can do. True. I probably hope that this is not the night that the three will click, because they've not clicked.
I want to hope that this is the night that the three will click, because I want to see goals.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't enjoy the first game they played. I was expecting so much fireworks. But then the fireworks were actually coming from the opposition, because somehow they were able to cage the big three. But now we just want to see that fireworks. I mean, let them play. Let's enjoy good football. And let's see as much as 6-7 goals. I mean, maybe 4-3 or 8, whatever happens. But both can keep possession, right? Both have flair players who can, hold on to the ball. And those also, they also have players who can do the damage a dying minute. So, want to see.
Yeah, I agree. Want to see exciting, fantastic football. Your sports on Sicily.
2-1 or
anyways,
something. Boring football.
Yeah, and it'll be good to see Lionel Messi get his first goal for PSG as well. So Mauricio Pochettino has been explaining and talking about Lionel Messi's time with PSG so far, explaining why it's taking him some time to adapt to show his true qualities. PSG waiting for big things, and it's safe to say that big thing is a big trophy with the big ears. That's the UEFA Champions League, the holy grail for the Qatari owners of the side. For you, Danny, is it...
great for both sides.
Yeah, for both sides, as a matter of fact, but we're talking about PSG. But for you, Dami, it's safe to say that Messi's start to his PSG career has been a bit underwhelming. And are you surprised by this slow start, or do you go along with Pochettino talking about how he needs to adapt with time and all of those things? It was Messi we're talking about here. We thought it was going to hit the ground running.
No, I know you will not. I know you will not.
Okay.
Maybe it's a bit. In terms, I want to look beyond the goals. Maybe the performance now. And I think in the last game, before he was substituted, he had a good first half.
Yeah.
He had a good first half, so there is an improvement there.
True.
And I said that because even the last 2 or 3 seasons at Barcelona, I usually have a slow start at the beginning of the season.
True.
I think that has been happening as he's aging. I think that has been some kind of...
It takes him a while to get going.
Yeah, to get going. But I think it's difficult for me to see Messi not succeed at PSG.
Yes, I don't see that
happening.
Yeah.
But how long it would take him? I think all you need is just one goal. One goal, and his teammates also understanding how he wants to be played and all that. I think even the coach is still struggling to understand his best 11 now, because he's trying to put in Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, and Di Maria at the same time. Together. And maybe we probably had to learn something from Ancelotti. Don't forget, Ancelotti, the last season of the Maria at Madrid, had to play him in central midfield at some point. And he did brilliant then. Maybe he has to explore that too. Along the line,
Maybe he needs to do that. Okay, they're not the only ones in action today, but that's the big game, of course. But Liverpool will also be in action tonight. Let's take a listen to Pep Guardiola talking ahead.
Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp. Pep.
I love Pep. We know that.
Klopp, talking about the clash against FC Porto tonight.
We came there last year the last time when we came there, we didn't think about the game before when we won there 5-1 because it just makes no sense. We all know most of the games can go either way. That's how it is. There are decisive moments in the game where you have to score. If you don't score, but they score in a decisive moment. Yes, we were good. We are good. That's all clear. But they are a top side, no doubt about that. They qualify year in year out for the Champions League. They are always first or second in the Portuguese league. That's a top team, and that's what we are preparing for. Not for a team we beat in the past. That's why I said for us it's not an advantage. For them, of course, it's for sure another reason for being motivated on the highest level. That's clear. So that's the situation. We cannot change that. I'm still happy that we won the games when we were there, but we don't think we won this game already halfway or whatever. We know it will be tricky.
Yeah, they've been flying, right? I mean, they're yet to lose a game this season. Does
but they
team just drop a point against Chelsea?
They almost came up unstuck against Brentford. Over the weekend, 3-3, right? So defensively, they weren't great in that game. They can't afford to be that lax against Porto. And they said it's going to be a tricky one. Porto in Portugal, always a tough proposition for anything.
Yeah, definitely. Always a tough one, particularly if you're going into that game off the back of what they played last weekend. Because all Porto needs to do is to see what Brentford did to them in defense.
Brentford are a very, very good side because the way they hit the ground running in the Premier League. So,
but if you have to rate Brentford and Porto, you probably put Porto ahead.
There you go, Danny.
Let's take a look at the papers right now. I'll start with the Sporting Sun. You have Euro's most prolific strikers here, and Osimhen and Benzema finished neck to neck in September. So these guys are the ones scoring goals as if it's going out of fashion in Europe.
Indeed.
Also, you have Aribo and Noah to make Euro Team of the Week. Yes, because of what they've been doing. Super Eagles to face Central African Republic in Douala next month. And you also have this one. Usyk can disagree over AJ rematch. Okay, then this is interesting.
Usyk and Okay, that's the promoter.
I think that's to do with
the venue.
Venue, yeah, because he was saying he won it in Ukraine, of course. You know, Joshua doesn't have any belts, doesn't have belts anymore. But it seems going to be Ukraine or maybe Qatar or somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Is it right? He's the champion. He can determine where he wants to fight.
Right?
Exactly.
We don't know the details.
We don't know the details,
yes,
but then
so
usually that's
there's always a clause in it.
Yeah.
The winner will always decide the rematch. Is that what it is? If that's what it is, then AJ will have to go to Ukraine to fight.
All right, let's. There may be other reasons why the fight might not go down in Ukraine as well. So let's go to Sporting Life. Now that's the next paper. Transfer market value. Victor Osimhen now worth 72.2 billion naira. PSG league top club chase for striker, really. Back to France. That'll be very interesting. But right now, it's doing great for Napoli, scoring goals like it's going out of fashion.
Where is he going to play?
No, not now, definitely.
Not now.
Definitely not now.
But
I think 1 or 2 more seasons. At the end of the day, what Osimhen is enjoying is a good start. The season has not ended.
Exactly.
So let's not start counting these eggs before it even hatch.
Yeah.
For me, I want to look at his whole season. Really, not. I'm excited for him. True. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's still too early to start rating him as if this is a successful season yet. At the end of the season is when it will determine whether it's a success or not.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
Great start. That's it.
That's it.
Great start. Yeah. Because the accolades is getting overbearing.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's good to be excited and all of that. But yeah, you got to be very cautious. 2021 AfroBasket Championship. Sport Minister congratulates Unstoppable the Tigress. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Bayern chief denies Rudiger interest as well. So let's go to our last paper.
Which is Complete Sport here. And you have Bukayo Saka making the headlines here. It says that Gunners will win trophies if we play like we did in Derby. Yes, I mean, that goal he scored. Okay. Wow.
But they're not going to be playing Spurs all week.
The time.
He didn't complete it.
If they...
Yeah.
I mean, if we play like we did.
No, you should say
Derby.
it's right. The right thing is if they played the way they played the first 45 minutes.
Okay.
Not even the 90.
So, because they weren't great all
you guys
game.
trying to kill his joy? He's enjoying it. Let him enjoy the momentum. Okay, Osimhen is still here. Chelsea, Real Madrid, PSG, and Man City monitor Osimhen. Okay, all right. Osimhen is phenomenal. Something incredible. That's according to the coach of Cagliari. Okay, and Di Canio says 22-year-old is decisive for Napoli. Interesting one. Okay, Joshua will join Ellie's group if he wins. Okay, the rematch. Okay, yeah.
3-time champ.
3 times champ, yeah. That would be a good one if you can do that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Yeah, pleasure being here.
Appreciate your time. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Have a great day.